Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Travis, and today I'm down in a town called Benson, about an hour south of Tucson. I'm here to pick up this 1950 Cadillac four-door sedan, and this car's been off the road for I don't even know how long, and I'm gonna see if I can get it running and possibly driving under its own power. But this thing has been sitting for many years, and from the gentleman I'm buying it from, I'm not even sure how many years it's been sitting. But it's been a long time. It's definitely an Arizona car. You just tell by the way it's sun-baked and sunburnt. A lot of the glass is blown out of it. The interior is totally roached from the elements, from the sun, the rain, the heat. Everything just looks like it's been baked. But I love these old cars. We have a clock. We have a radio. We have our gauge cluster. I mean, look at that Bakelite knob on the end. It just looks like it's been burnt, you know, like a slow oven cook for the last 50 years. A really cool feature about these old Cadillacs is that they had the vents coming through the door. Look at that. Barely opens and shuts. So this one has high test safety glass. They had an option back in the day called Easy Eye Glass, which was a green tinted glass. They thought it was better at keeping UV and sun rays out, and they thought it helped your eyes. It does look cool in these cars when it's there. Coming into the back seat's roached. I don't have the top half of the back seat. These came in two pieces, but it did have a fold down, a center fold down right there, you can see. Another cool feature I like about these cars is that they had a three-piece rear windshield. I think it was the 57 Buicks, they also had a three-piece rear glass. I think it gives the cars a really cool look. It looks like we have most all the trim, bumpers, the bumperettes they call them, the ends there. We got the tail light lenses, and a really cool feature on these cars. There's where your fuel is. Pretty cool. I can't remember how many years they did this. They did it up until 56, I know. My 56 has that. I don't know when they started it, though.
Huh. This is 50, so they did it for 6 years, huh?
At least 6 years.
At least
they did
6.
The gas
I can't
tank
remember
thing.
if this... Yeah.
We have the fake air inlets, like it was a plane. Look at that ginormous antenna. Thing's 10 foot tall.
We lived in a different country in 1950.
Yeah.
Everything was more wide open.
We got one original T3 headlight. I think the other one's busted out. And of course we have to have the Flying Goddess. Kind of sucks that this is gone right here. I think this was a V, like Cadillac emblem in a V, I think. Looks like it's mostly complete under the hood. Again, I have no idea how long it's been sitting, but it looks like it's been decades, you know. And you got rat crap down there in the middle of the intake. It still has its original oil bath air cleaner. Doesn't look like anybody's messed with it or updated it or changed anything. It's still got the old Delco Remy generator. I'm not sure if these, well, in 1950, I'm sure this would have been 6 volt. It has its old mechanical fuel pump right there. These cars had, I believe, a 331 cubic inch V8 and a Hydra-Matic. Thing that I've learned, that the 331 was a really good engine paired with that automatic Hydra-Matic. They're really stout, good drivetrains. It's even still got the belt on it, which isn't worth anything now, but it just shows that the car was never really taken apart. It's just neglected and a little bit abused. Front window's busted out of it.
Vandalized. Kids.
Yeah, I'm sure it was kids.
I'm sure we'll find the rocks in it when we get in there and pull it out, clean it out.
Oh yeah. But in all reality, even though it is what it is, it's a very solid car. I mean, anybody in the Rust Belt, the Midwest, the East, this is like candy, because look at the bottoms of these bumpers. I mean, you could re-chrome that, no problem. It's not rotted out. It does need to be re-chromed, but the issue when you go to re-chrome stuff is when it's rotted and pitted and stuff. Trying to fix that is really tough. So to have the grille and the bumper and the bumperettes in such good shape, and this is good shape, that's a big plus. All this being here, all the trim going down the side. I mean, look at the bottoms of the doors. Look at that trim right there. the fact that it's still connected to something, still bolted to something, and that it's not rotted off. The bottoms of the doors are there, the rocker panels are there. It's a solid car. Really solid bones. Really solid bones. Because when you get these cars in other parts of the country, the first thing that goes, you know, on these bumpers is these. This will be gone, be totally rotted out. This will all be rotted out. Just look at the inside of that trunk. Nothing interesting in there. The original jack's not in there, spare tire's not in there. We got a hubcap that is not a Cadillac hubcap, but it's in there. That may be a Cadillac hubcap. I'm really not too sure. I don't think so, though. I think it would have had the Caddy emblem on it, if I'm not mistaken. But look, even that this original red lead, that's what they used as primer, that red hued stuff, that's still in there. They primed all these cars in red. Once you get past the paint, see right there? That's metal, that's paint. Between the paint and the metal is a layer of that red lead paint. These old cars, they like to rot out right here for some reason. They'll rot out here, but this goes. All this, all around back here, that all goes. Oh, look, a kitty.
Yeah, I seen the kitty.
Hey, kitty. Hey, kitty cat.
We're cat
We got
lovers.
a couple
I
of
like
kitties at
cats.
home. They do the same thing when they look through the window. Yeah, I'm a big cat guy. Love cats. Oh, this car did come with a trunk light. You can see the wire coming up. I wonder if the light is still there. Oh yeah, there it is. These lights are kind of cool because they're filled with mercury. They got a mercury switch in them, and that's what, when the trunk raises, the mercury flows to another side of the little canister, and it's what completes the circuit and lights the light. I don't think the car's got power steering. I don't know if it's got power brakes. Sometimes these really old power brake cars, they had the power booster under the car, and sometimes they had it here. On my 56 it's right here, but on some of these cars it's underneath, and I'm not sure if it's got power brakes. But no air conditioning.
Where's the dang tranny dipstick?
We got the truck and the trailer. We got to get him paid and get this thing loaded up and get headed back to Tucson.
We just can't forget to strap that hood down.
It does latch.
Okay. Might be good just to put a strap around it. I don't. You know, you're gonna give that thing a workout.
I know. I'm gonna really test that winch.
What I do for a living is just dude.
Yeah, you mind doing the wheel?
I can do it now. I think I was just holding that truck.
Yeah, straight. There you go. There you go.
That's good.
That's about all she got. All right, we got the Cadillac all chained down, strapped down. We'll make our way back to Tucson. Benson's a cool little town here in southern Arizona. It's built kind of like an old 50s town, you know, where it has like an edge of town. There's like a definite beginning and end, and you got the main strip, which is where we're at right now. Horseshoe Cafe's up here. I always love the sign. It's old neon sign.
And neon inside the building.
Yeah. Here, let me see if I can get you. Look at that. If you can see in the middle, there's a neon horse in the middle of that horseshoe. The roof, yeah, of the restaurant has neon on the roof. It's a pretty cool old place.
At the end of town there's a bowling alley that I cannot figure out how they fit any alleys in this bowling alley, but it says it's a bowling alley. I always wanted to go in there. I've never been in there.
This is the upper end of town where it's kind of new, you know. You got Ace Hardware, Safeway, Wendy's, Dollar Tree. All this stuff is new, but just down the road there, you got the old strip. Everything is sort of from the, heck, 60s, 70s.
Temperatures are better here than they are in Tucson.
How much cooler here?
I'd say 7-8 degrees. They get more rain.
Look, there it is.
I guess you can fit some alleys in there.
Bowl. And right at the edge of town's the highway that leads to Tucson, man. Got the 1950 Cadillac back home. I haven't taken it off the trailer yet because the first thing this thing is going to need is tires. It is a nightmare trying to move a car around, even with equipment with totally shredded tires. So I ordered some tires right there. They just came in. So I'm going to jack the car up, take the rims off, take the tires and rims to a shop and get some tires put on so we can roll this car. Ooh, ooh, that's so close. Wasn't even that tight. Only have 2 lug nuts on there. Gonna need more than that. I just got the 1950 Cadillac in the shop, and we're going to dig into this 331 and see if it's going to run. But first, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that is AG1. The whole purpose of AG1 is to replenish commonly underconsumed micronutrients, and that's extremely helpful to me considering I don't really eat right most of the time. And I drink it because it supports my immune health and it keeps my energy levels up. Dad and I need all the immune support we can get because every car we drag home has at least 100 pounds of rat poop in it, and I'm sure there's some hantavirus hanging around in there somewhere. All it takes is 1 scoop in the morning with 8 to 12 ounces of cold water to get whole body health support with 75 plus vitamins, minerals, probiotics, and most importantly, whole food sourced ingredients. As a side note, on top of their original great tasting flavor, they also have 3 different flavors of ready to use packets: citrus, tropical, and berry. I personally like the berry, and I'm already almost out of them. And you guys know Dad and I live our life on a shoestring budget, and I love a good value proposition. And for less than $3 a day with their subscription, you're getting more than $7 worth of daily nutritional support with AG1. You can adjust, update, and cancel the subscription at any time you please. So make sure you go to drinkag1.com/Theetravisb or scan the QR code that's on the screen. And you'll get a free welcome kit when you first subscribe, which includes 5 free travel packs of AG1 and a bottle of vitamin D. So thank you so much, AG1, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to working on this Cadillac. So now that we have the Caddy in here, we're going to start checking some things out and digging into the engine to see if it's locked up and to see if we can make it run again. But these cars did have the 331 cubic inch V8 paired with the 4-speed hydromatic transmission. Cadillac introduced the 331 in 1949, and these were pretty revolutionary engines because everything before that was flathead, and this was the first overhead valve V8 that Cadillac made. And the hydromatic transmission is also another interesting point I'll probably be talking about somewhat throughout the video. I think the The 4-speed Hydramatics, weren't they they were the first perfected mass-produced automatic, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so. They were the ones, that's the reason why they were so good, is they used them in tanks in
Yeah.
World War II.
Even as far back as 1939, General Motors was working on an automatic transmission, and they successfully made a fully automatic transmission that they called the Hydromatic for the 1940 model year. They put them in Oldsmobiles first, and then they used them in World War II, and then, I don't know exactly what year, they then introduced them into Cadillacs. And in Cadillacs, they used the 4-speed Hydromatic all the way until 1956, and then they went to what they call a Jetaway in 1956, which is what's in this car. From having rebuilt this Jetaway, I'm telling you right now, the Hydramatics are a better transmission. Actually, the drivetrain is better. The 331 and the Hydromatic is a better drivetrain than the 365 and the Jetaway. The reason you never see it in hot rodding, even back in the day, they use Oldsmobile engines in hot rodding. You never see 365s because they weren't very good or stout. They had problems with the heads cracking, and when I rebuilt this engine, it had a cracked head. I don't know if it was one, I don't know if both heads were cracked, but we had to find another head for it.
Had to find another head, and then my Cadillac did the same thing.
Yeah.
Mine was just sitting there in the garage running, and all of a sudden antifreeze just started pouring out the exhaust. It just
Busted the head
just
right there.
broke the head right there.
The heads had problems cracking. I don't know if it was the metallurgy, the way they were designed, or what. But yeah, the heads weren't very good. The 331s were notoriously good engines from what I've read. And they only used the 365 for a few years before they went to the 390, which is what the 59 Cadillac has. Before we even try to clean this engine off, I want to see if it's locked up. So I'm going to just try and yank the fan. Oh. Let's see if I can... Oh, I think it turned. Yeah.
Is it locked?
No, engine's turning. So if you take a look at the crank down there, you can see that it is turning. It's a good sign. I'm gonna go ahead and take this old oil bath there, clean it off. And something else I just noticed, there's no cap, there's no rotor, but we have a few plugs. I think we're missing some plugs on the other side, so it's gonna need cap, rotor, wires. Let's clean this off, clean the engine off, take the plugs out, look down the cylinders, see what they look like. Let's get the... Wow, the wire holders are on the valve cover. That's pretty nice. Now that we got the car pressure washed and back up in the shop, take the plugs out, see what they look like, look down in the cylinders, see if there's anything that just jumps out at me.
Man, these wire ones, with the wire inside, they're pretty durable.
Because what are the new kind of wires? I don't know what they call them, but these old ones are solid wire. They got insulation on them, but it's just a big old solid copper wire.
Yeah, because that's back, well, that was back before they outlawed them.
Oh, yeah, because they interfered with, like, TVs and antennas. And
you drive by somebody's house and them things that you could see the popping on the TVs. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they'd pop. They outlawed them.
This one's a little tough to get to with that generator in the way.
And that one that I use for sealing the water pumps. Did you ever get that first one out?
Yeah. Now that all the plugs are out, I want to take a look at the cylinders. This one says STD on the piston, meaning standard, which means it's been rebuilt. The factory ones, I think, are blank. This one has some rust on the cylinder walls, a little bit of rust chunk on the piston there, but I've seen worse. You know, that doesn't really spell disaster for me. Next one looks pretty okay. Some rust chunks in there. I don't know where those come from, the head, or I don't know where that comes from. Next cylinder looks pretty good. The cylinder walls aren't super rusty. The piston just looks like it's got some carbon buildup on it. I can't get the camera in there enough to like see the valves. I can't point it up enough to see what the valves look like. But most all the rest of the cylinders looked about the same. Just a hair bit of rust glaze like that on the cylinder walls, carbon on the pistons, and yeah, it's pretty good.
Make them look new again. And they want $5 a piece for an AC spark plug.
It's expensive.
Crazy, man.
$35, $40.
$40 for a set of spark plugs, you know? So clean them up and reuse them. Why go spend $40? Use that on something else.
They don't look bad. Dad wire wheeled them. They all looked about the same. Nothing crazy, no rust or anything like that. So we're going to go to lunch. Dad's going to take these home and clean them on his spark plug cleaner. Yeah, these should be totally reusable and good to go. I always thought the detail on these old cars was really cool, because you look at it and you think, yeah, it's just an old, dirty, nasty car. What's the big deal? But just look at the level of detail back in the day they had. This is the oil canister where the filter's in. Look at how they wrapped the oil line just perfectly around, little loop-de-loop, back to the engine. Right? They knew that hose would go right there, and they just wrapped it just perfectly around. And they looped it because vibrations can break lines, and so they made a loop. It's like a little spring, so that if the canister gyrates aside from the engine, that it won't break the line, because that'll soak up any vibration. And another thing I noticed, so that's the choke, and here's the line that comes off the choke. It runs right by the valve cover. Look at that little arc they put in there, right perfectly in line, so you could get your screwdriver in there no problem and take the valve cover off. I mean, just aligns perfectly. Those little details I always thought were cool when I was looking at these old engines and working on them. These are actually welded on both sides to the valve cover. You can't pull them down out of there. Like, it's in there. Here, and there's one on the back of the valve cover. I mean, just the level of quality is just, it's unmatched.
Uh-huh. I see an empty hole.
Really? There's no starter?
I see an empty hole. Exactly what I see.
I don't want to look.
I don't either. I wouldn't either if I was you. Well, I wouldn't take that off.
Why?
Well, we ain't got no starter. You got to come up with a starter. You got an extra starter?
An extra one?
Yeah. I mean, I know you keep everything. So where's it at, son?
I don't have an extra one. Do we have one with all that Jetaway transmission stuff that we saved?
Well, not a starter. I don't know if I kept a starter for one of these or not. We'll have to go home and look around. I guess I'll have to go look, because we can't. We're dead. Dead in the water without a starter. Somebody stowed it. Plus, on top of that, I don't know if any starters I have, they're going to be for a Jetaway, but I'm guessing they're probably the same. How come nobody ever tries to get a hold of me of any importance?
It's always hacks and scammers.
It's always a scam.
How did they even do this? Because when these wires are complete and they have the boots on them, you can't shove them through here. You would have to get one of those like make your own kits where they're open on one end, shove them all through, and then put your boots, cut them to length and put your boots on them afterwards. You couldn't even put a plug wire kit through these. That's crazy. In order to start the car, we're gonna need a starter, which Dad's looking to see if he has. We're gonna need plug wires and a coil, which I'm gonna rob off of this 39 Buick. If you didn't see the 2 videos Dad and I did on this car, I would really suggest going and taking a look. This was a 1939 Buick that they turned into a mine car, a compressor. We think it was used in a mine. It's a pretty cool car. There's our wires. Gotta get the coil. I got this coil at O'Reilly's. This is a internally resisted 12-volt coil, so you don't need a ballast or anything. You just plug and play. There's that. I'll have to get a screwdriver and undo that negative coil wire. Boy howdy, Dad just got back and I see something. What you got there?
You're lucky.
Where'd you find that?
I ain't telling you. If I tell you everything, that means I'm worthless. See, wait a minute.
Oh.
I keep things. And who doesn't?
I keep a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough as you think I should.
Yes. I have to go through your trash can and find good stuff.
Looks good.
Yeah. If I can't tell you where I had that little jewel hiding,
Just know that I got it.
Just know I got it.
Starter should be right about there.
Somebody robbed it.
So before we got all hot and heavy with that starter and spending God knows how many hours trying to fix that thing and unlock it, we said, why don't we just try and set it on there and see if it fits? Well, guess what? It don't. A Jetaway 56 starter, which is what that is, will not fit a Hydromatic. No. So we have to make a trip up to Desert Valley Auto Parts, which is about the only classic car junkyard in southern Arizona. The only one the only one I know of. It's definitely the only one I know that's worthwhile. They've kind of got a monopoly on it. It's in Casa Grande. It's about 45 minutes north. They got thousands of cars, like literally thousands of cars and trucks, just crazy. It'll also be a good time for me to look for a bed for the 650 horsepower Rio Big Rig Cummins build. Because as you guys know, Duct Tape Drags is coming up October 17th and 18th. It's already September 2nd. And I don't have a bed for this truck, and I can't find one on Marketplace. So I've been scouring Marketplace. Can't find anything cool. Everything is too new, even from the 60s. So hopefully Desert Valley may have a bed that I can go back up later and get. On the highway, on the way up to Desert Valley right now. Got a couple of dust storms going on out there. It's been really, really windy, but no rain. Really need some rain. Just kicking up a bunch of dust. Still got about 40 minutes till we get there. Alright, we're coming up on it right now. Desert Valley. Yeah, over last Thanksgiving, if you see right there, their whole shebang burned down. That was the building right here where you pull up to go into the office, and the whole thing burned down. Nothing left in there.
No. Got fricasseed.
Look, even the menu got burned. We're just walking in the entrance right now. Actually, you would come in from out there, and then that door is where you'd come out of to enter into the junkyard. But as you can see, it got smoked. I remember the first time I came here after that fire happened, it wasn't too long after that fire, and I could still smell the smoke. I could still smell the wood burning. So caddies are in row 5. Here's the caddy aisle. 4-door caddy, 4-door caddy.
That thing got a motor in it? Nope.
No motor?
Nope. That's the one we need. Always look in the car.
Also, I was just about to say that. Look in the car. Could have something just strode around.
Sometimes-
We may get lucky and you just pick one right up out of the cab.
Sometimes people pull stuff and just throw it inside.
Crazy thing about these grills, every single one of these slats is separate. This is not a one-piece grill. Look. How they put that all together at the factory, I don't know. Distributor.
Nada.
Piston. See some engine parts. I think this is what's left of a 52 Caddy. They wrote it on the car somewhere. Oh, 52. This would have had the 331. Muffler, steering column. It's part of the hood latch. What is that? Look, 52 Caddy on the generator. Is that 52 on the starter? Look, 6-volt DC 52. Bet you this is our guy. So this is a 49 Caddy with the 331, and even though it's all tore apart, I can tell obviously because the 48 would have had a flat head. It wouldn't have had overhead valves like that. And I set the starter on there, and sure enough. So I think this is what we're coming out of here with. Update on the starter. You will never believe what just happened. You won't believe it because I can't believe it. I was walking down this aisle carrying the starter trying to find Dad, and somebody else is walking towards me, and he gets closer, and it's this guy named Tyler that I used to go to high school with. I said, hey, what's up? He said, what are you looking for? I said, I'm working on this old Caddy. I need this starter. He said, oh, I got a starter. And I said, what do you mean you have a starter? He said, yeah, I'm taking apart a 331, a 49 Caddy. I'm putting a small block in it. I got a starter. You can have it. So I had to drive an hour up to Casa Grande just to meet a guy I went to high school with who just happened to be here. What day is it? Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
It's Tuesday at like 3 in the afternoon. Who from high school would be up here that I knew 10 years ago who has a starter? Anyway, he's going to give it to me for free, and I very much appreciate that. So
It's called a divine plan.
yeah, if that's some intervention from the man upstairs, if you ask me. That's crazy. So I need to look for a bed for that Rio. I found this. I think this is pretty sweet. This would look really cool on that Rio. And it's kind of small. I know it's a little heavy, but this has got the look for that Rio. I really like this, but I kind of got to looking at it closer, and it's not bolted to the frame. It's welded. It's part of the frame. So undoing all that menagerie and taking it off there is going to be no easy task. So I think we're going to have to just let this one be. I like this big hook and that pulley and this the strap, the old whatever. What do you call these, Dad? These straps that?
Oh.
Toe straps?
No.
Girdle?
No, I forget.
Anyways, with the old big black straps. So as we were kind of walking out, there was a guy driving a Jeep. He worked there. I said, hey, where's all the trucks? And he said, if you go back here and you go somewheres, I guess this is a new yard. I've never seen this yard. He said there's all the trucks and there's beds on those trucks. So we're gonna come back here and see if we can't find ourselves a bed for that Rio. Got some old Studebakers. Those are all too new. They don't have fenders. I'm looking for something old enough to have fenders. Not fleet side. See, there's that bed, but that doesn't look long enough. That looks like a 6-foot bed. Old Dodge.
That one says Dodge.
But again, that's a short bed. Well, I know where that was. That was out Neighbor Valley. That Pontiac was there for the longest time, sitting by the street. Now they got it. Some old There's an old 5 window. They got some good stuff. There's another short bed. Fleet sides. That's cool.
I've seen that coming in.
That's cool. It's pretty rickety though. The bedsides are real short.
I don't know, that might be too old.
Well, the bedsides are just really short. Like, it's not tall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, I like this. I like the metal floor. It's got the look, but it's no fenders. And it's pretty
ratty.
Huh?
It's pretty ratted out. I can't believe we're not seeing anything that has a long bed on it. Kind of hone in on that section back in the back there.
Look at that tanker.
That's kind of cool.
That's kind of different. Look, it says mobile gas. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, this is an old gas delivery truck. Look, it says mobile gas. Dang, that's sweet.
Look, the cool thing, look, it's rotted out. But
this is different right here.
If it wasn't so heavy, you wouldn't even have to shorten your frame.
No, you could just put it right on there.
Yeah.
Now that's definitely interesting. I like that. It's pretty rotted out though. That's the kind of different I'm looking for. That's really interesting and different. They got some cool stuff up here, man. If you guys are in Arizona, they sell stuff all over the world, but if you're in Arizona and you haven't came up to Desert Valley Auto Parts, I mean, they got thousands, literally. Some old Jimmys, but again, no beds on them. No flatbeds or anything. These are all like big trucks of the era. Another wrecker bed, Holmes 440. My dad always talks about how good 440s are, Holmes 440 wreckers. Actually, for a time, I know it's windy, I'm sorry. For a time, my dad had a little tow truck business and he had a truck with a Holmes 440 on it. Look at that. Man. Hammond Lumber Co. I'd like to have that door just to have that door. That is cool advertising. I love that. Old flathead V8 in there. This is cool. I like this. This is a truck you could turn into something. So we left the junkyard a little while ago. It's almost dark now. Heading to Tyler's house to pick up the starter. Pretty nice sunset tonight. The clouds always make a really good sunset. And it's looking like we got some storm clouds off to the left here. Definitely looks like rain. So right now I'm at Tyler's house. That's my buddy Tyler. He's got this 49 Cadillac over here that's got the starter. There it is, tucked away underneath there.
Yeah, I got more sizes in the ratcheting wrenches. I just brought out the 12, 14, 13, 15. But it's stronger because this only does like fucking 10 foot-pound breakaway. It's so like little.
Definitely heads up for snakes.
That should be good. That should be all right. These are metrics. This is do you have a 5/8 wrench? Got the rolling toolbox.
Yeah. My little wagon.
Is this a mixture of standard and...
Yeah.
There it is. Oh man, that's tight. So got that one loose. Let's see if I can finagle my way into the other one. There it is.
Yeah. 2017.
Dang, no way. No way.
Alright, there it is.
That big old honker.
Thanks for the starter. Dude, I really appreciate it. It's going to help out. So this is the starter I got from Tyler, and this solenoid is a 6-volt solenoid, and we want to be able to crank it with 12 volts. The starter can handle 12 volts, but the solenoid cannot. So this is Dad's 56 Cadillac starter that will not fit on the nose, but it has a 12-volt solenoid. So we're going to try and take the solenoid off, clean it up, see if it works, and put it on here.
Looks to be a little bit different length, so probably gonna have to hook it straight on this here. I think I'm wasting my time trying to save this.
The rubber?
Yeah.
So the solenoid rod that goes in the solenoid is totally frozen. We can't even get it out. And that's the piece that goes back and it pulls your Bendix forward to engage the starter, and it's just absolutely froze in there. So we already did the work on this 12-volt solenoid that we modified to fit the Buick. So we're gonna take this off and use it because it's already 12 volts and it already works good. This plunger is what we need because it's froze. So here is the starter that we got from Tyler. Here is the solenoid off of the 39 Buick that we originally got from Dad. Modified it to fit the Buick, and the same modified holes I drilled in the side of this solenoid to fit the Buick also fit this exactly. I had to drill different holes in it to pull the solenoid back just far enough that whenever this engages, it has to pull the the Bendix out all the way to the very end. The stock holes in both of these won't match up to get that just right. So anyway, it fits all that. So let's hook up negative to the case. Should work.
Not good. Maybe the armature stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, it looks pretty good to me.
Something's wrong. So the starter will not turn over when you put 12 volts to it. So I took the starter apart to see if I could see if there's anything wrong. Everything looked pretty good. So I sanded right here. I sanded down the armature where the brushes touch the armature. I got the starter all put back together. You can see right in here, that surface with the lines on it is where the brushes ride. These are the brushes and they ride right on the armature. And this was pretty glazed over. It wasn't shiny at all. It was pretty dark. And the brushes have to make good contact with that. And if that's dirty, then the current can't flow. That's what we're looking for. These holes are gonna need to be tapped. This is going in way too rough and there's way too many threads to go. Yeah, it's fitting.
Before, but my God, I've had them sitting around for 30 years.
Oh, golly. There we go. Looks like all the valves are working on this side. Looks like all the valves are working on that side. You know, I haven't even checked the oil in this car. Actually, it's a little low. I can put some in it. So on all of our old cars, we run 1540 diesel oil, no additive. But this is used 1540 out of, I think, my Dodge Cummins, and this will be good enough to run the car for the first time and see if the engine's even viable. It's totally acceptable just for startup purposes. So before we start putting the ignition all back together, we're going to put our finger over the hole and see if it's got any compression, the poor man's compression test. So Dad's going to start on that side. Ready?
Yeah. Damn, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I heard that one from over here. That thing was ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big time, big time.
Okay, again?
Yeah. Big time.
Okay.
It's a, go ahead. Big time.
Wow.
It's got killer.
I can hear it.
Yeah, it's killer.
Golly, wow.
That's good. That's a runner.
Okay, let's see if we got
It's a runner on this side.
Oopsies, hold on here.
Don't sound as good as mine.
No, it doesn't. Oops, it's got it, but not super hard. All right, let's try the next one. It's got it, but not crazy. Let's try this one. Nah, maybe 10.
Ooh.
That one's got it.
Smack that. Take that rubber mallet and smack that.
Okay.
Smack them. Maybe there's just something on the valves.
actually got worse. There, that one hit it good now.
Yeah, I think there's just stuff underneath the valve seats.
There it is.
Yeah, that's killer.
Man, that is
think
really
that-
good.
Was that the one that was low just a second ago, or the third one?
This one was the lowest. These ones had it, okay, but this one was real low. So I'm gonna see if I can.
Nothing.
Nothing.
All right, hold on.
It's better.
Getting a little better.
Yeah. So now that we know that the engine has pretty dang good compression even without a gauge, we could just feel it on our fingers. We can go ahead and start putting the ignition system back together to try and fire it up. And for that, I have a new cap, I have a new rotor, I have a new set of points, I have a condenser, I have plug wires, and I also have a 12-volt coil with an internal resistor. You know, because it says no external resistor required. They will have to say that, or you'll have to have a ballast resistor. It's not hard to get a ballast resistor, but it's just easier if it's internally resisted, and you can just throw the coil on anything and you don't have to worry about it. Because if you do need a ballast and it's not internally resisted, this thing will get so hot to the touch and you'll burn it up. From everything that we researched online, and Dad actually had an old Chilton's book and we found it in there, the firing order is actually 1-843-6572, and the rotation of the distributor is counterclockwise, which I verified by cranking the engine. So we should have the firing order correct. So the distributor rotor that I got from the parts store ended up being the wrong one. I think it's for a later model 331. I didn't know this, but they had different rotors for early and later model 331. I think the cutoff is 49 to 51, and then 52 to 55 had a different rotor. This is for a 52 to 55. And of course, wouldn't you know it, nobody has the distributor rotor in stock for a 49 to 51. So Dad had a good idea. He said, is that rotor the same that's on that 39 Buick? And I said, man, that is a good point. And it was the same rotor. I could not believe it. It was the same rotor. But I barely touched the metal tab on top and it broke off. It was on its way out anyway. I didn't mishandle it. I barely touched it and it just boop. It was rusted. It was rusted and it came right off. It was this little piece right here. I barely touched it and it came off. And there's really no way of repairing that. So I was back to square one. So I found the correct part number on Rock Auto, cross-referenced it to O'Reilly. They're ordering me 2 of them, one for this car and one for the Buick. It'll be here tomorrow morning. It's already getting late in the afternoon, so we're just gonna have to stop for now and we'll pick up those rotors tomorrow. All right, it's the next day now and I think we have the rotor situation figured out. Got this in from O'Reilly. This one looks right. The other one was a lot bigger. I got a second one. I got an extra one and I put it on that 39 Buick because that tab busted off. So now we should finally be able to complete the ignition system. Put the rotor on, we'll put the cap on, we'll put the wires on, hopefully in the right spots, put the plugs in, and then we should be able to figure out some kind of a fuel system, you know, a little extra tank, and we'll try and run it today. Shove it down on there. Only kind of one way that it goes. And then number 1 they said should be here, like right here. I'm going to turn the motor over a little bit. This should be cylinder 1. I'm going to bump it over till I feel it. So that's compression number 1. Oopsies. All right. All right, so I'm thinking it's this one. The ignition system's all put together. The coil, the cap, the wires, the plugs, they're all in the right space, I think. But now we're gonna try and check the tranny fluid. And we were looking for a dipstick and we couldn't find one. Like, what the heck? The dipstick, or whatever it is, the fill hole, is in the middle of the tunnel cover. There's 2 screws that hold this plate on, and then that's where you check it, I guess. We had to look it up.
Boy, whoever come up with this theory, bad idea.
No way. Came loose?
Yeah, it is.
Cut him some slack. This was the first automatic transmission in the history of mankind.
I mean, come on, man. This disrupts your world. Coming
Yeah.
in here and pulling your carpet down.
I try to imagine what it would have been like to have an automatic like this, because you have to think, if you would have bought this, if you would have been old enough to buy this car in 1950, you would have seen the Model T, you know? You would have seen the Model T, you would have seen the Model A, every single car from Dodge to Chrysler to Ford to Chevy, they were all manual. And then to have a car that you could put in drive and not have to shift it, I mean, that must have felt awesome. That must have been almost as cool as air conditioning. Is that it?
Yeah.
What is, you see, I gotta look at that. How do you check that? Is it a cap or a?
Yeah, here, go ahead. You can check it.
Check it out. That little bird's still here. Little cameo from the mama bird. She's still up there. I don't know if the eggs have hatched. She's looking at me. Saying, what are you doing? You better get away.
She's gonna get mad.
Yeah. Looks like motor oil.
It's clear, so it's never been.
Oh, it does say where it's full, but it's way over full, probably because you're supposed to check it hot and neutral.
Yeah.
So it's got fluid though.
It's gonna work.
I bet you it will.
You know, I've often wondered, these older transmissions had clear fluid in them, and I remember the old Clark forklifts, they used to take a clear fluid in their transmissions. I often wondered if that was the
same stuff?
Same stuff, yeah.
I don't know.
Because it was Clark hydraulic fluid, and it was clear.
Well, I can tell you this, that is some old fluid, because it's not even red.
No, it would have been red if it would have been changed at any time into the
60s.
60s, yeah. So it just kind of shows you that, well, it was driven up until they didn't drive it no more, and then that was the end of that.
So we're about ready to try and crank this over. I got an alligator clip on the positive side of the coil, going to the positive side of the battery. I got this right here, which is hooked up to our fuel pump, which is hooked up to the gas tank. So...
Oh, I knew it,
man. Something happened already?
Yeah, try it again. It's this fuel filter.
Oh,
Yeah.
that stupid diaphragm looking thing. What in the world?
It's a filter, I'm pretty sure. It comes apart.
That didn't take very long, yeah.
It only took a few seconds.
Yeah. So we had to take the fuel filter off on the back of the carburetor and put the fitting back on the back without the filter, but check out this old filter, man. This has been on there since day one. Look at that GM stamping in there. That's absolutely of the era. Moraine gasoline filter, Moraine Products, Dayton, Ohio. Out, in, drain. That's pretty cool. I like that.
See what we got for fuel now.
Looks like something's coming up out of it.
Yeah, hold on, let's see if we can tighten it up here.
We put some of the yellow thread tape around it and it doesn't seem to be leaking.
It's working.
It is working.
Accelerator.
No way.
Yeah, that's Marvel.
Oh my gosh.
It's pumping Marvel mystery oil.
Wow.
I put Marvel in it yesterday.
Unbelievable.
Go ahead. What's
Tried.
Yeah, it initially sounds good. Let me get something a little bigger to put on this socket.
You gonna idle?
That's idling.
I'll be dang. That thing sounds so good. Wow. Oh my gosh, that thing sounds great. Not even a lifter tick.
I'm getting oil on a couple of them I'm not.
Yeah, I'm starting to get it more and more. What a great sounding engine.
Kind of hard to believe after been sitting out in that desert all that time.
That thing sounds good.
I'd put that motor in something if I needed it.
Yeah. Some stuff came out the tailpipe. Oh, here it is, here it is. Not a whole lot came out though.
Boy, that's a sweetie.
Look, I'm getting it more and more of the oil on them rockers.
Yeah, I mean, if we could figure out what oil filter it takes, you know, I mean, it's worthy of an oil change.
Need to put some water in it.
Yeah, for sure. We don't want to keep running it. Got oil pressure.
Really?
Check it out. That's a good running motor.
Look at that. It's reading 30 pounds on the gauge. We got water coming out somewhere.
Where's it pouring out at?
Oh, the petcock is open. They drained the water.
They drained it.
Oh man, thank you. Whoever did that, thank you. We're gonna have to shut it off so I can shut that though. Yeah, let me hurry up and try and shut that.
I can't believe somebody had the forethought to do that.
Me neither. It's off now. We can fill it up. Well, let's try it again, see if it'll start up.
It should start up and idle.
That is crazy. That is really crazy.
It shouldn't run. Not that good.
Wow. Hey, you know what? What they say about these 331s is right. They're good engines. What a tough engine. I'm very impressed.
This is another one that was stored in bad conditions.
Starting to get a little smoke out of the rad. And we're getting smoke over here because the oil is leaking out. Obviously, there's no valve cover. It's getting on the manifold and burning off. So we're getting a bunch of smoke in the cab. You never have them run that good out of the box, never.
No, they're always a fist fight.
And they sure built stuff tough. All right, so we're gonna try and crank this thing up and drive it. I got water in the radiator and it's holding. But look who just came back.
Hello.
The baby.
Oh.
Emily and the baby. Whenever I get a chance, I like to put a little cameo in. What do you look so surprised for? What do you look so surprised for? What are you doing? Are you doing good? Yeah. Yeah. She's making noises now and all kinds of stuff. She's putting everything in her mouth now. She figured out she can use her voice.
Oh yeah. She found that voice.
Bye, little Novalie. Go ahead and get in the car.
Start it up, check the tranny fluid real quick. Oh yeah, we gotta make sure this e-brake works.
Oh.
Hold on. Full?
No, out.
Out?
Yeah. It's starting to show. Give it a whirl.
No other mark of identification speaks so clearly of the product that bears it as does the famous Cadillac V and Crest. Here, it adorns the hood of the Cadillac. This magnificent new Cadillac presents truly thrilling beauty in every detail and from every angle. Inside, you see luxury and graciousness with modern fabrics and unusual beauty of appointments. And on the road, Cadillac's masterful 250 horsepower engine, its incredibly smooth hydromatic drive, and its advanced power steering provide the finest performance in Cadillac history. Truly, the Cadillac V and Crest have never before represented so much in quality and beauty and performance.
There is its great practicality. Many one-owner, low-mileage used Cadillacs are priced considerably less than many medium and low-priced new cars that are not their equal in prestige, Fleetwood luxury, and safety features. Every window of every Cadillac is safety plate glass. So if you want a car that is economical to drive and to operate, and a pride and pleasure to own, make it a point to spend 30 minutes at the wheel of a used Cadillac.
Yeah, man, it immediately hit second. That's a good transmission.
Oh, yeah.
That thing works.
Yeah, I bet it would get all the gears.
I know it would.
We couldn't drive it at full speed, obviously. Well, enough speed to get all the gears because we're in my yard. Car has no brakes. The e-brake operates, but it doesn't engage. The cables, I'm sure, are froze. So we couldn't go fast, but Dad felt it hit second gear, and I'm sure the rest of those gears work. Those old hydromatics, they're really good transmissions, real good. This car sat for 30, 40 years, I bet. I don't even know how long. I mean, it's sat...
It's been a long time.
Longer than 30 years, because if anybody would have messed with this car in the last 30 or 40 years, they would have at least added or changed the tranny fluid, and that tranny fluid is clear. And that's straight up out of the 50s. I mean, that's old tranny fluid, real old. I bet you this car hasn't been on the road in 40 years. Something like that had to have been.
Nope.
Just the way the interior looks and everything, I mean.
Yeah, the way the interior
Yeah.
looks. That's it.
But we got the car to run, we got it to drive. I'm so impressed with how that engine runs.
The motor's nice. The motor's good. Not a clack, not a noise, nothing.
I mean, the engine and trans is so good it doesn't even deserve the rest of the car, in my opinion. And usually we get cars, you know, roadworthy to put them back on the road, like enough to where you could drive them. But I think as far as we're concerned, this is the end of the line right now for this car, because there's a lot of things stacked against us. It has no title, for one. It has no glass. It has
no interior.
No interior. It's all
no brakes.
Yeah, no brakes. It's 6 volt. And I saw it had a 12 volt coil on it, which I don't know why, because the generator and the voltage regulator, I'm pretty sure, are 6 volts. And the lights are all 6 volts. You'd have to switch all the lights to 12 volts, generator or some alternator situation, a voltage regulator. You'd have to put glass in it. Doing all the glass and rubber in this, probably $2,500, seriously. Like, if you wanted to just to do the glass, bare minimum, you're looking at a couple $1,000s. You still have a car with no title, no interior. Honestly, as rough as it is, it's solid. The car is really straight. The car is really solid. It doesn't have a roof caved in. It doesn't have a rear tail light quarter panel caved in. It's fairly rust free. It's got floors. The floors are in it.
Floors are good.
The floors are good.
Surprisingly enough.
I wouldn't want to say it's a parts car. Also, another thing going against us is it's a 4-door. I love 4-doors, but the market says otherwise.
Maybe with this situation, maybe it'll go on and live another life somehow, some way. I mean, I just hate seeing them get crushed.
Yeah, this one's
once
not
it's
going
crushed,
to the crusher for sure.
Yeah, once it's crushed, it's over. I mean, there's still a car here. Now, mind you, there's not much of one, but it's here.
Dad and I always appreciate you guys watching these videos all the way through. We thank you for all the support, the likes, the comments, the shares. We read all the feedback in the comments. And if you want to help support the channel in a more direct way with all the projects we have going on and all the videos that we produce, you can pick yourself up a cool t-shirt at Theetravisb.com. Right now I'm wearing the Cummins Dependable Diesel, and Dad's wearing, oh dang, oh you are wearing it.
Yep.
It's the red cap button-up TB shirt right there. These ones are really cool. These are great work shirts. These are
Very
good
durable.
too. Red Cap's a good brand, real good brand. That's why I wanted Red Cap. Thank you again for watching, and we will see you very soon in the next one.
Thank you.